We're going to look at two methods for how you can order a group of decimals. The first way we're going to do it is by lining up the decimals. So if you are asked to put a group of numbers, decimal numbers, in order, start by lining up the numbers by place value, like on top of each other vertically. Then you're going to start at the left, move to the right, and at the first place where the place values are different, you'll be able to tell which one is bigger and which one's smaller. And that's how we're going to compare. So for this first example, I've just got three numbers in here. We're going to order them from smallest to largest. So I'm just going to write them down. So I've got 587 thousandths. Then I have 59 thousandths. And then I have 524 thousandths. So you see how I kind of stacked them up vertically? So you want to line up your decimal points, and then you can line up your tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And we're going to go from smallest to largest, so the small will go here, large will go on the right, and medium will go in the middle. So we just start. First of all, we have zeros for all of these. Those are all zeros. Next place value, two of them are fives, but one of them's a zero. So the one that's the smaller one, that means that we have now already, just with the first place value, we have found the smallest number. And the fives are the same. So now we got the middle one, so he's kind of out of there. So now look, we've got the fives that match. Now if you go to the next place value, one's a 2 and one's an 8. So the one that's the 2 is smaller. So that's going to be our medium one. 5, 2, 4. And then the largest one is going to be the 0.587. Another way to think about it is to cover up the decimals and just think of those as whole numbers. Think of them as 587, 59, and 524. Which one's the smallest? 59. Which one's the biggest? 587. So that's similar, right? You're just comparing place values, but think of them as whole numbers, and I think it makes the job a whole lot easier. So you can line up decimals. That's one way you can order it. Or you can convert the decimals over to fractions, and you can use equivalent fractions. Why would you ever want to do this? Well, because we've already talked about how to order fractions. If you can make all the denominators the same, you can just compare the numerators. So the trick is going to be trying to get these all as fractions that have the same denominator. So let me start with this one. You see it ends in the thousandths place. So we take the numbers 23, we put them over 1,000. That's how we make the first one a fraction. Now the next one has 4 places behind the decimal, so that ends in the 10,000ths place. So that's going to be 223 10,000ths. And then the last number ends in the thousandths place, so that's 233 thousandths. If we were just comparing the first one and the last one, we'd be good to go because they both have 1,000 in the denominator. But we also have to compare them to the middle one. So the rule is you need them all to have the same denominator. So we're going to stick with this denominator of 10,000. So think about how many zeros would I have to add to get 1,000 to go to 10,000? You'd have to add 1 0. So that's like multiplying by 10. So I'm going to have to multiply these that are thousandths. I need to multiply them by 10 so that they look like 10,000ths. So that's going to make 230 10,000ths. And down here at the bottom, we're going to have 2,330. Okay, now let's see. We're comparing 230 to 223 to 2,330. And all you have to do is compare which one's got the smallest, because small is going to go here, large is going to go there, which one has the smallest numerator, which one has the medium numerator, and which one has the largest numerator. So 230, 223, 2,330, okay, this is the large one. 223 is smaller than 230, so that's small. And then this one would be the one that's in the middle. So the smallest, I'm not going to write in the blanks the fractions, I'm going to write the original decimals. So it's 0.023. Oh, no, wait. I didn't do that right. I wrote the wrong one down. It's this one. Let me try that again. The small one is this middle one. The 0.0223. Sorry about that. That's the smallest one. The largest one is just the 0.233. And then the middle one, there we go. Okay, now I think I got them all in there correctly. Just compare the numerators. And you'll have it. So that's how you can order decimals, by actually changing them into fraction language and then ordering them how we ordered fractions before. Either method works.